if he could just describe at a high level his process of spiritual training on his own, and what were the events that led up to his either being introduced to or starting to form a relationship with Dudjom Rinpoche.
Okay, so in other words, you want to know basically where he's from, right? Okay, and then how did he meet Dudjom Rinpoche?
Yes.
Rinpoche 그래서 로숑숑기 갈로는 가르세 최던 브라와 소유레스 최던 가르세 제요레스 then 데슐라 chapter Dudjom Rinpoche 가르세 제요레스
고소는 대고 있는 라가테 칼로와
근데 공부 중중하는 거는 공부 중중내면 제가 가는 나라에 잡히던 여러분 제상 가는 제를 딜로지
다 딜로지 시에발라 덴데데 다 제르 군소부터는 시에바 있는데 나를 연대 가요 말이야.
And so okay to explain things from the standpoint of relative truth or from ordinary perception, I have no qualities whatsoever. And I'm not like one of those other great lamas. I'm just an ordinary person. And my family lineage is not elevated at all. And from the coming from the ultimate truth perspective, I'm not exactly the same as the primordial Buddha Kunzang Dechen Lingpa, having realized the great equality and unchanging state of reality. And so, from both the relative view and the ultimate point of view, I'm just a dharmaless beggar and gypsy. So when I was as a child, I was born in the area of Hlodrop. And then when I was somewhat older, as a teenager, I met His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche. And so I stayed with His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche for about 10 years. And so at that time I prayed to Guru Rinpoche and for a sign as to whether I was supposed to reveal Dharma treasures or not. And so Guru Rinpoche said that in fact I was supposed to reveal many teachings, but sorry, His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche said yes, that indeed I would be supposed to reveal many treasures, but
if it's not pure, I will throw in.
let's 하고서 건다. And so I showed His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche what I'd written down and asked for him to assess the purity of these treasures, whether they were authentic or not. And I said that if they were not, then I would destroy them. I would throw them in water or burn them.
tender capture candy sugar, capture kundle, and then shama some tabanane, capture kundle, shana, capture them.
And so I spent about 3 days with His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche at this time. And so His Holiness spent about that amount of time looking at these things which I had written down. And he kept saying, "Come back again, come back tomorrow," and then he would say, "Well, no," and then come back tomorrow again. So many days passed in this way. And at that time, Dungse Tinlin Norbu and Semo Pema and Semo Pema Yudron and all the other old disciples of His Holiness were around at that time. And then one day, His Holiness gave me a note which said, "Don't show these or don't publicize these treasure teachings now. Keep them secret and practice them yourself. And then at some point in the future, they can be passed on to many beings."
Monom lese kenden kibui parjese doje purbadan hiram zadon jejen jambayang tenden jugu khandu tubanam taksa taji nuto tsundubna dubo dada rimbar sengi shin wenja rishik sanggen debal gel maung dusun rodan jungen songare.
So His Holiness gave this particular he gave a prediction, which can I say Lola Yoruba? And so basically the gist of this prediction was that based on certain practices of Rinpoche's treasure, that in the future that many beings would be benefited. Yeah. Yeah, and so he wasn't. Yeah. Jason. And so when he was young, he didn't. He was mute. He didn't know how to speak. He didn't know how to express himself. And so when I was young, when I was just a young child, I received many prophecies, but we won't go into those now. And then later, when I had written down these early writings, these early treasures, and gave them to His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche, I wasn't able to write very well at that time. And when he was young, His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche gave him many letters, but he wasn't able to understand them very well. And then
Dorin Rinpoche shunga.
Dudjom Rinpoche.
Dorin.
And so then later I took these letters to Dudjom Rinpoche, who was a very learned and accomplished lama, and who was the root lama of Lama Tarchen.
어때다? 당에 공군을 걔네 간데 슈드 공게더네 당에 치랑라 마젠 지주스 공다 도지세 다 톨라샤 다치라 때도레도 때돈 테마제레도 때돈 테마 은진나 말에 빼마서 약보래 송 알라 샥바나 그래.
And at that time, Rinpoche had served as the cook for Dodring Rinpoche, and when he showed Dodring Rinpoche these letters which he had received from Dudjom Rinpoche offered Rinpoche Kunzang Dechen Lingpa an apology, saying, "Oh, I didn't realize that you were a terton, and I've been employing you as a cook. I'm so very sorry."
that chen that chapter kundunla wangdang lungdang tende choshene yongge migi shudu tane ranyamdo shuba tende.
And so at this time, when Rinpoche was younger, he received empowerments and transmissions from His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche whenever there were special occasions when people came to for those kinds of teachings.
And
at that time, I accomplished, as per His Holiness's prophecy, the practice of Vajrakilaya, Manjushri, and the Dakini practices. And all of the good signs that arose on that occasion, and the fact that from then until now I have not faced any insurmountable obstacles, have all been because of the Purba practice. Then the Chinese invaded Tibet, and I came to India. And so the main places where I've lived and practiced have been in Assam and Arunachal.
Where in Tibet was he residing with Dudjom Rinpoche? Which monastery?
Rinpoche Kyabje Dudjom Rinpoche Nyamdu Shube Gavares. Kombo.
공부 부주 대신 땡 지금 싸들라. 부주 대신 땡.
We can take care of that later.
공부 부주 대신 땡. 내 라마 타징하고.
Lama Tarchen knows that place.
라마 타징한테도 부구 중중 돕도야.
Yeah, and Lama Tarchen was just a boy then, a rowdy young boy.
Was he a troublemaker?
Yeah, that was the implication of what he just said.
다 되네한데 자갈래네. 당보 단다 안에 건바데 잡아래.
And so having after I came to India, I founded the Anigompa Tashichon.
안에 건바데 차네 단다 안에 둔주대요래.
And so now there are about 70 nuns there.
어때요? 되네야 다베 건바 잡아래. 다베 건발라다 다베 자체요래.
And I founded a monastery, and there are about 100 monks there now.
파수 돈네 너 건바 치중 돈네 건바 두고요.
So including the branch monasteries, there are about 6.
어디 거대 티제는 뭐지 생겨서 티제는 뭐지 달롱에 달라 내가 공기 김산도 동안도 아르나절이야. 싸움 강바탕만 아르나절이야. 네 전달해.
Milling Rinpoche. And so Milling Rinpoche will be able to confirm all this. His wife's home is in Arunachal, and so they have a connection, personal connection. And so Dudjom Rinpoche will understand. And he received the Rinchen Terza empowerment at Mindraling with Minling Rinpoche in Tibet.
자갈라 팬은 제마송.
But he has not actually met Minling Rinpoche since he came to India.
내가 또 동세는 버친 다니 신인 제바 때다가. 동세 틀는 뭐.
Oh, and last year, and then a couple of years ago, he went to Dungse Rinpoche, Tinlin Orbo.
와 때려 딱 고메던 달랑 안데 저 감는 돼요.
And so that's the story. That's my story.